Dear students, good morning to one and all. Previous class to be discussed about the types of RNAs and the process of transcription. In this process of transcription, to be utilizing the three types of RNAs and three types of RNA polymerase enzymes. These three types of RNAs, such as first one mRNA or messenger RNA, second one tRNA or transfer RNA, third one rRNA or ribosomal RNA. So in these three types of RNAs are present in both eukaryotic organisms and prokaryotic organisms, and these three enzymes are namely, especially in eukaryotic organisms, are involved three types of RNA polymerase enzymes, such as RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, RNA polymerase 3. So dear students, RNA polymerase enzyme 1 is always transcribes rRNA, that is 28S RNA, 18S RNA, 5.8S RNA, and RNA polymerase enzyme 2 is always transcribes the precursor of mRNA, that is hnRNA or heterogeneous nuclear RNA. The RNA polymerase enzyme 3 is always transcribes the tRNA, that is 5S rRNA and snRNA or smaller nuclear RNA. But here in prokaryotic organisms are not involved three types of RNA polymerase enzymes, only involved one RNA polymerase enzyme, RNA polymerase enzyme. So now we are going to discuss about the another some process of transcription. So dear students, the RNA polymerase enzyme is binds to the promoter, the RNA polymerase enzyme. So RNA polymerase enzyme, this is a promoter, RNA polymerase enzyme, so is also bind to the promoter. The RNA polymerase enzyme binds to the promoter. So at the same time, to be bringing up the, so at the same time and initiate the transcription. So by the involved one initiator factor, that is sigma factor, So the RNA polymerase enzyme binds to the promoter and initiate the transcription, by which this is a transcription site. Promoter to be act of transcription site. Why? Because this promoter containing RNA polymerase enzyme. So this RNA polymerase enzyme is always binds to the promoter region or promoter site with the help of sigma factor to be initiation transcription, Next continues the elongation, sigma factor to be form of peptide bonds within the help of amino acids, to be form of peptide bonds, and the amino acids to be make a codons. These codons are to be form of protein synthesis, This is elongation. Continues the elongation. So and finally enzyme reaches the terminator site or terminator region, resulting in the termination of transcription. by means to be involved one terminator factor, that is Rho factor, to be stopping the transcription process or to be stopping the genetic information. The genetic information is transferred to the terminator to be stopping the terminator region. To be stopping the terminator region. So, in generally, in this transcription process of eukaryotes, to be having three steps. First step are here initiation, second step are here elongation, and the third step are here termination. So, this is a initiation step. This is the elongation step. This is a termination step. Okay, now once again, the RNA polymerase enzyme binds to the promoter region or promoter site and initiate the transcription with the help of one initiator factor, that is sigma factor or sigma protein, and continues the elongation. So, by means to be form of several polypeptide bonds, by means to be converted genetic information. The DNA of genetic information is transferred to the introns, finally to be making a polypeptide bonds and to be form of proteins So, dear students, so this is a template strand of genetic information is to be elongated, that is polypeptide chain is elongated. So, continues the elongation resulting in termination of elongation, and finally enzyme reach the terminator region. Finally, the RNA polymerase enzyme reach the terminator region, resulting in the termination of transcription to be stopped transcription. So, beginning of the transcription with the help of sigma factor, ending or stopping of the transcription with the helping of Rho factor. These are two transcription factors such as sigma factor and Rho factor. That is initiation factor, that is sigma, and termination factor, that is Rho factor. So, dear students, initiation, elongation, and termination of RNA synthesis during transcription is regulated by the same enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme, by associating with different factors. Anyhow, in eukaryotes, the process of transcription are being involved three steps. The first step initiation, second step elongation, third step termination. The initiation, elongation, and termination of RNA synthesis during transcription is regulated by the same enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme, by associating with different factors or with different proteins. That is, the initiation of RNA synthesis is promoted by association with initiation factor, that is sigma factor, and termination of transcription is regulated by associating with terminator factor, that is Rho factor. In this transcription process, so the initiator factor, that is sigma factor, the termination factor, that is Rho factor. Okay, now in eukaryotes, the primary transcription in eukaryotes, first to be form of the primary transcription, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So, in eukaryotes, the primary transcription, that is hnRNA, by means heterogeneous nuclear RNA, contains both exons and introns, and this is hnRNA is not functional. transcription, the process of genetic information is transferred from single stranded DNA into mRNA, that is called transcription. That is called transcription. The process of genetic information is transferred from one strand of DNA into mRNA, that is called transcription. But the transcription process, the genetic information is directly not transferred into the mRNA. So the genetic information first to be transferred to hnRNA, that is primary transcription. Then after to be genetic information is transferred to mRNA. By means the DNA of genetic information is transferred into mRNA with the help of hnRNA. Okay, now the DNA of genetic information is not directly into the mRNA. First the genetic information is transferred to the hnRNA, then after to be transferred to the mRNA. So what is the meaning of hnRNA? What are the useful in hnRNA? By the transcription process. So dear students, especially in eukaryotic organisms, the primary transcription is present. So by means in all eukaryotic organisms, the transcription takes place by the nucleus and the translation takes place by the cytoplasm. But in all prokaryotic organisms, transcription and translation both occurs in the cytoplasm. And in prokaryotic organisms do not appear post transcriptional changes. By means do not appear splicing and do not appear introns. Okay, now in eukaryotes, the primary transcription, that is hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA, contains both exons and introns, and this is hnRNA is not functional. So dear students, this is a transcription process in eukaryotic organisms. So this is a hnRNA, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. The heterogeneous nuclear RNA will be containing some coding parts and some non-coding parts. So the coding parts are namely exons, non-coding part or unexpressed sequences are namely introns. In generally, the DNA of chromosome will be containing euchromatin and heterochromatin. At the same, the primary transcription, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA, will be containing protein sequences and non-protein sequences, that is coding sequences and non-coding sequences. So the coding sequences are named exons and non-coding sequences are named as introns. So in this hnRNA contains both exons and introns. In this hnRNA containing both coding part and non-coding part. Okay, now in this hnRNA containing both exons and introns are containing both coding part and non-coding part. Next coming to, so in this coding part and non-coding part of hnRNA to be cut with the help of endonuclease enzyme. So these coding parts and non-coding parts will be separated. So in this phenomenon are named as splicing. In this eukaryotic transcription, first to be appeared primary transcription, that is hnRNA. In this hnRNA contains both exons and introns, that is coding part and non-coding part, coding part of exons and non-coding part of introns, to be cutting with the help of by enzyme nuclease, endonuclease enzyme. So in this endonuclease enzyme is clearly cut off the extern part, exon part and intron parts, to be separated exon parts and intron parts, by means to be separated coding parts and non-coding parts. The hnRNA of exons and introns are separated. So in this phenomenon are named as splicing. In this phenomenon are named as splicing. So in this splicing to be appeared in eukaryotic organism, do not appeared in prokaryotic organisms. Then after only coding part or exons are again together with the help of by enzyme DNA ligase. So after some time to be form of coding part of hnRNA, only to be form of coding part of hnRNA. So in this coding part of hnRNA is not functional, is not active, is not functional, is not active, and is always unstable, is always unstable. So in this time to be adding of, another post-transcriptional changes, that is capping and tailing, capping and tailing. So capping means a addition of methyl guanosine triphosphate, tri means three phosphates. So in addition of methyl guanosine triphosphate at the 5' or 5 end, that is capping, and tailing. So addition of between of the 200 to 300, 200 to 300 adenylate residues at the 3' end is called tailing or polyadenylation. The coding part of or the exons of hnRNA is not functional, is not active. So in this time to be adding of other post transcriptional changes, that is capping and tailing. So dear students, the hnRNA 5' end are attached by methyl guanosine triphosphate, and hnRNA 3' end are attached by many adenylene, approximately 200 to 300 adenylate residues at the 3' end, that is tailing. So in eukaryotic, the transcription process are to be appeared splicing, capping and tailing. These are the post transcriptional changes. So in this post transcriptional changes, that is splicing, capping and tailing, both are not appeared in prokaryotic organisms, only to be appeared in eukaryotic organisms. So in this time, hnRNA to become functional, after that to be modified mRNA, messenger RNA. To become functional, hnRNA has to undergo gene splicing, during which the introns are removed. Introns are totally removed, then become to mRNA. hnRNA only containing exons or not containing introns. So both introns are totally removed, non-coding part totally removed. hnRNA only containing coding part. also containing copying and tailing. So finally, so in this hnRNA to be containing exons and copying, tailing. So in this time hnRNA to be more active and functional. So the hnRNA after that modified to mRNA. After that modified to mRNA. This is a mRNA. This is a mRNA. So finally, in eukaryotic organisms, in this transcription process are involved initiation, elongation, termination, as well as appeared exons, copying and tailing is also splicing. But in prokaryotic organisms do not appear splicing, copying, tailing, and 3 types of RNA polymerase enzymes. 3 types of RNA polymerase enzymes. So these are do not appear in prokaryotic organisms such as Escherichia coli bacteria. So this is about the process of transcription. Okay now.